This is the Bowtech RPM 360. Very fast bow from Bowtech. I believe it was their fastest bow that they've made. And Bowtech's known for making fast bows. The bow has a 6-inch brace height and a 31 axle to axle. I really wanted this bow because it's a speed bow. I love speed. I compared it to the full throttle, and I still ended up buying the full throttle. But initially I thought, why get the full throttle when this has a nicer back wall than the full throttle? Full throttle really keeps you honest. And this is still a speed bow, though. You know, I've seen some postings like Archery Talk and things like that, where people kind of wonder, well, you know, why does it feel aggressive? Speed bows are aggressive bows. That said, this is probably one of the best feeling speed bows that are out there, especially when you're talking about having a nice back wall, valley that you can kind of hold into without hurting your arm. That said, when I set this bow up initially, it can catch you still if you get a little sloppy with it. However, the way Bowtech has their draw lengths and their draw stops, you can actually set up your draw stop to be a little longer to make the valley longer and easy to hold, where it starts becoming almost, dare I say, elite-like, even though elite's another totally different category when it comes to back wall and draw stop holding. It makes a big difference. Now, I don't want anybody rushing out and doing that just because I've told you to do that. You can increase the draw stop a little longer than your draw length. You need to go to your official dealer before you do any of that kind of monkeying around. I know what I'm doing. I've talked to a lot of people, talked to reps and things like that. So don't go off and do that just based on my suggestion. Just do it as they say in the manual otherwise. But that said, even if you have it set up as under manual specs, the bow still has a nice back wall for a speed bow. Exact Field and Stream rated this bow in 2014 as their top bow. It's a great bow. I like it a lot. I had some initial issues with the draw modules where I ended up putting an extra screw in it just to keep that draw module in place. I think there was a few little hiccups that the other thing that I had an issue with when I shot this bow was the flex guard needed to be tightened down. I kept drawing the bow back and hearing clicks. And I've had this bow for over a year. I've killed deer and hogs with it. And I'd keep pulling this bow back, hearing clicks. I'd be looking all over for it, trying to figure out where the click sound was coming from, which was annoying. And so we would do all sorts of tightening of limbs and oiling, trying to figure out where the click comes from. I've seen it on other bows as well, and gone to other bow shops where they hear click. And a lot of it had to do with the center pivot flex guard just needing to be tightened down, this bolt here, this screw here, and that really eliminated click sounds from when I was drawing. After a little of this transitioning kind of issues, the bow's never caused another problem to me. The bow is solid. It had an increase in strength here. You'll see a lot of other reviews on this bow. It's still in production right now. It's still their fastest bow, IBO rated bow right now. Prodigy came out. I shot the Prodigy and liked it quite a bit. Shot the Bowtech Icon as well, and the Boss. And those are all great bows. They're just going to have a little bit nicer draw cycle to those bows. So about 4 feet per second, a little nicer draw cycle. Whatever fits your fancy, you're going to still have to shoot both of them to see what you like better. But this bow, like I said, shoots pretty accurately. I've had no problem killing, obviously, deer and hogs with it. Hits hard. It shoots a lot harder than the Chill. Not the Chill R or Chill X necessarily. It still shoots a little faster than those bows based on my experience. Some people kind of knocked this thinking it wasn't reaching IBO. You can see that in archery talks and things like that. However, when I own the full throttle, and I've shot that next to this bow, and it shoots about 10 feet per second slower than the full throttle at the same specs. So that means to me that it's at least doing exactly what all the other companies say. The full throttle is set up to be an IBO of roughly 370 feet per second. This one has an IBO of 360 feet per second. And again, that's with a 30-inch draw length, 70 pounds, 350 grain arrow. And so I found with my setups in the backyard that this bow was shooting about 10 feet per second slower than the full throttle, the fastest IBO bow out there. There's some contenders that are real close to it. Even the Omen Max is still right up there when I shoot one of those as well that I'll review. And so this bow, though, has a better valley than those bows. I like this bow. It's still aggressive. It's not and with speed bows, the one thing I don't like about speed bows that you don't get with the no cams and the chills and things like that is when you have to bring them back down. You know, the one thing is everybody always thinks about pulling the bow back and then shooting. That's one thing. But you got to also draw the bow back down when you're hunting. Sometimes maybe the shot disappears, your arm's getting tired. With speed bows, it becomes a little bit more, you just got to really let your arm go back with the bow. I found that if I kind of try to ease it, it can cause, you start to worry about torquing and things like that. So speed bows aren't the most enjoyable to let down, especially if you've been holding for a while. And so that's something to consider why you might want a no cam or chill or set your, this bow set at 70 pounds, or maybe set it to 60 pounds or something. Those are reasons to get a 60 or 50. That said, I tend to lean towards wanting speed bows, and I still have this set up at 70 pounds. Now, this is set at 29 inches. My draw length is probably a little bit more like 28 and a half, 28. So you'll see it's a little longer. But I still had not too many problems with accuracy, or never had really a problem with accuracy. But you want to get a little bit more accuracy, get your draw length right. The other thing I want to mention, though, is you get a little more speed out of it. You lose about 10 to 15 feet per second by losing an inch of draw length. So it's all kind of a trade-off. In reality, it doesn't make much difference. What other things can I say about the bow? Pretty quiet bow. It does have some vibration that can be removed with the stabilizer. I didn't really notice the vibration until I shot a no cam. No cams don't have vibration, but it shoots a lot slower than this bow. This bow is a true speed bow and maybe one of the best shooting speed bows out there. Let me go ahead and pull it back and show you how it shoots. Actually, not too bad of a draw cycle. I would say the chill that I shot earlier, not the chill R, chill X, but the true chill, had just as aggressive startup as this one did. But the transition into the back wall was nicer on the chill R, or the chill. 319 feet per second. When you compare that to the chill, it was around 303 feet per second. Or 298. You just have to go back and look at the other video. So this is a true speed bow. This is one of the fastest bows out there in the market right now. There's other ones that'll be pretty darn close. And but this, you're talking, when I compared it to the no cam, which is a nicer bow to shoot probably, in your estimate, again, it's going to be a personal opinion. But this bow is shooting 25 feet per second faster. The no cam is shooting around 284 feet per second. This is 319, 320 feet per second with the same specs, 29 inches. So, but the draw cycles is a totally different animal in these two. So you have to take those into consideration. And again, speed is only one aspect of a bow, and not even the most important aspect when it comes to hunting. I'll go ahead and shoot one more. Yeah, duplicate 319 feet per second. So this is a really quick bow. That was with a 380 to 382 grain arrow. Blue streak arrow, so it's pretty fast. We had a nice drop away on here from ripcord. So excellent bow, not much vibration, even though you'll notice it if you compare